Welcome to another video from Homesteading Off the Grid. Today we are making a green bean teepee. Here's the green beans and there's a teepee.
Yep.
And there's my beautiful wife and my beautiful healthy son.
Here's some chocolate
and there's
cake.
Chocolate cake.
Which is actually dirt.
And it's dirt, and that's chocolate cake for plants, isn't it? So
no,
guys,
not really.
I'm going to explain really quick what we got going on here. We've got a bunch of poles left over from a willow tree that we cut down for some friends. The roots, they planted the tree too close to the house and the roots were going after their water lines. And so we took the tree down for them and we made about 600 or 800 cuttings off of the tree to grow 600 or 800 new willow trees. But we had a bunch of these limbs left over. They were too old, too woody to root, but they make perfect poles for gardening projects. So what we're doing here is we had a hole that was about maybe a foot deep because we took soil from that hole to use for our raised bed garden over there. We've got a bunch of vegetables growing and we've got a lot of weeding to do. It's only April 29 right now, so we're still ahead of the game compared to a lot of folks. But we weeded the area around the teepee and we filled in the hole with the weeds, which will decompose and become mulch, as you know. And now we're taking all the poles of approximately the same length, put them together, and we're going to fill in all the gaps, and then we're going to plant our bean seeds right around the base of the poles. Now I want to point something out to you here. If you want to do this, you've got to bury the base of your poles. These poles are buried about 8 inches deep, and that's because when the wind comes it can blow it over. Especially once you have vines growing up the teepee, there's a lot of mass there. There's a big solid mass for the wind to catch. It could just uproot your whole teepee if a strong windstorm comes through. So make sure you bury your poles. Secure your poles, my beautiful bride says. And take your time to do it right. Okay, so my wife and son planted all the sticks. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a rope and I'm making sure to secure the tops of the teepee sticks together. This is going to add extra support because as the summer rolls on or spring rolls on, we get into summer and the temperatures rise, these sticks are going to dry out and they're going to become very brittle, and the vines from the green beans are going to become very heavy and they will actually rip this thing apart if you're not careful. So you want to, you get one chance when you're building your green bean teepee or your teepee for any vining vegetable you plan to grow on it. You get one chance to do it right, and that's when you're building it. So you want to make it as stable and secure. Now I've got a really tight knot on there. I'm going to bring this around. I've got some extra length in my rope here. I'm going to use it. Waste not, want not. Okay? And why have it just dingle-dangling in the dirt? If you're in the Army, you know what that's, if you were in the Army, you heard that cadence. But when you can tie it off. Sounds like he's working hard over there. Okay, so there's that. It's tied off, the poles are buried, and now it's time to plant our seeds. Okay, so our rope's tied off. We've got our poles in place. They're buried 8 inches deep. And now comes the fun part. Hey, buddy.
Hello.
They are going around planting.
Next, monkey boy.
Planting the. Now you want to remember to get the seeds. We're close to the poles. We're going about 4 inches away from the poles. We're doing 3 seeds per pole. Put it back, baby. We need 3 in there. We want to have 3. There you go. And then you cover them with loose soil. You don't pack it down, you don't pound it down, you don't stomp on it. You just cover it with loose soil, about 1 inch.
Yep, next.
And they're going to go into the next one. Yeah. And again, I want to point out that we are well past the last frost, we hope. Supposedly we are. And we should be past our last freeze, we hope. But it's certainly time to start planting a lot of vegetables outdoors. It's going to be May here in a few more days as of this recording. So that's all you got to do, folks, and it doesn't have to be willow posts. That's just what we're using because that's what we had available. But you can look around. We've got oak, poplar, locust, cherry, maple, everything. Whatever you have access to. You can go to the box stores and buy those tomato steaks and use those. Just use your imagination, and we prefer using materials that we already have or that they're easily obtained right here on the homestead.
Good job.
And this is actually the second most fun part. The most fun part's going to come about 2.5 months from now when we eat them.
Yeah.
All right, well, you guys tell the folks goodbye.
Bye, goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you.
If you like this video and you learned something from it, please subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next time on Homesteading Off the Grid.